Welcome to the Rebel Love Show. We are a once-a-week broadcast from Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are pro-pots, pro-gun, and pro-coffee. Find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com. I am Rob Mathias.
And I am the Rebel Mistress. How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, baby doll? How's your weekend been?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's spring finally, so that's good. And the sun has given us all a new energy to feed on and just be new people and just smile and be bright. I don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel like spring has made me. But it's been a good week. I mean, I feel like this upcoming week is probably going to be like more exciting than ever.
Yeah, but, starting tomorrow. Our weekend's really starting tomorrow.
Yeah, starting tomorrow. 420 all day, every day. But anyway, yeah.
Connection lost.
We just lost connection to Loren. Hold on. Just keep it going, babe. We're live on YouTube.
What's going on with this computer?
Just keep it going.
So anyway, I'm sure you're about to get a bunch of calls from Ian because we lost the connection to LRN. But yeah, when it comes spring, I've been going to a drum circle because I'm a super duper hippie lately.
Connected.
No, actually, I feel like I've always been a hippie, and we're back. So I've been going to a drum circle, and I feel like it's a great celebration of spring. Just going to a drum circle, and I feel like I really earned it because I've been going like since it was like still pretty like chilly out. I've went like every Sunday since we started it. Has it been like a month?
You've been doing it for like 3 weeks now. 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's become like your church.
It's my church.
Yeah.
My drum circle church with all my hippie dippy lovers and friends. But last Sunday I felt like I don't know, like there's a lot of muggles at the park. It was a really nice day out. And for those who are just listening, muggles
What's a muggle?
They're non-libertarian people, but I also realize they're just fun people sometimes because we're all out there sitting around having fun, hula hooping, dancing around. And it was at a point where, people were like staring and kind of gawking and like, what are you, a bunch of hippies? Like perform for me, dance, monkeys, dance. And I was like,
someone said dance, monkeys, dance.
They didn't say dance, monkeys, dance.
I'm going to say that seems kind of crazy that someone just walks up to you and says
it was kind of like that, honestly. They walked up to me and they were like, oh, you look like you're all dressed up. Why aren't you doing anything? And I was like just sitting there chilling, like talking like to some friends. And we're like, why aren't you doing anything? We're sitting here, we're waiting, get up. And like, it was like that. And that's like exactly, what they said to me. And I like looked at them in that moment. And at that moment, I'm like, we're just all trying to chill. Like, we're here to chill. Like, we got music going. We got the drums. Like, don't gawk at us. Be a part of it. And we invited them to be a part of it. And they're like, no. We don't want to be a part of it. We just want to kind of.
It's really hard for like a muggles to let go and be part of like some scene they're not normally in.
Yeah, and they were just.
It's hard for them.
They were just really all like shocked, like, oh, what are you guys even doing here? How do you even know each other? And like,
did they ask how do you know each other?
Yeah.
Well, how do they even know like anyone? Like this seems like a weird question to ask.
They're like, how do you guys? Because I guess it was just so many of us, and we just all just looked really colorful.
Maybe because more and more people are waking up and are letting go of like what the system is.
Yeah, I mean, and even like while we're at the drum circle, like stretching and hula hooping, people are like, who cares about Bernie right now? Like Bernie, who's Bernie? And it was like kind of funny. Everyone started laughing. Like no one gives a shit about that. We all just want to sit here and hang out and be cool and want to like do our drugs and just like have a bunch of fun. And like even that's the sad part because then we all have to go off and like walk elsewhere and we can't like smoke or anything there because it's like we'll get shut down and we won't be able to congregate, we won't be able to meet. And then they started talking about how cops have come to drum circles in the past and kind of shut it down if it gets too like rowdy. I'm like, are they really just that against people having fun?
Can you not play musical instruments like in the park? That's normally like a thing in most countries. Like, musicians, they go out to like parks and they play music and stuff like that. And they play on their drum, like, street drums or something. Or if they, play acoustic guitar or have dancers and singers, like that's a normal thing in most countries.
And, there was just like this part of me that's like, oh, what if we could all just truly let go? And just sit out here and enjoy ourselves and have fun and not have to worry about like these people, what they think or like what they're expecting or if the cops will come because, we're having such a good time. And I just felt sad that was even a worry of mine that, we have to worry about the cops because we're all just sitting out here like at our church, like you said, just having a bunch of fun. So, yeah, I mean, that kind of disturbed me a little. But then, it made me think even more. I'm going to do what I want.
Exactly. You should always do what you want. Don't.
I'm just gonna encourage people to like who gives a fuck about the cops? Who gives a fuck about what people are gonna think and say? We're here. We're not hurting anybody. We're having a bunch of fun, and it seems like every Sunday we're getting bigger and bigger. So come out, drum circle with us, and you're gonna get the prime opportunity tomorrow.
I know tomorrow up in Concord. There is the 420 rally. We're going to go into more detail of it later.
So how was your weekend, baby, before going to?
I know. Yeah, I've got to save some of that. My weekend was pretty cool. Kind of a big day. Not big day. Long day. Really long day on Friday. Friday, like, pretty much I did two, like, I guess you can say, quote unquote, activist things. I've been finding a ticket, which I'm going to go into as well. I'm talking about what happened in court. I went to court again. Oh, I hate court. Fucking hate it. It's so.
But you're so
you're going
good
into,
at it.
You're going into the heart of the states, and like gold happened, and balls were balls were dropped.
Balls were flinging around.
Yeah, it sucked. It was horrible. And then after that, there was the Cypher event that happened. Put out a video for that. I got that video out too within like a couple hours. My editing skills are continually getting better.
Yeah, you do have good editing skills.
I wish I had better. I keep teaching myself and pushing myself to try different things. And
that's good. Soon you'll be like, pro.
Some pro documentary.
Is that what you want to do when you grow up?
When I grow up in the Shire, do I want to be make great documentaries?
Just start making like documentaries and short
editing.
videos.
I don't mind editing like short videos, and I know I'm going to do a bunch of videos for HempFest coming up in August. Go buy your tickets on hempfest.com.
Yes, go buy your tickets.
But editing is such hard work, so much hard work, and people don't realize how much time and energy it takes to edit. Like just like literally like a minute and a half video took me like a few hours to get going. That's how like much I was doing for it. But that was awesome though. Have a new court date coming up as well because I pled not guilty. It was a pretrial, not actual court date.
Yeah, everyone should come out to this pretrial.
Oh yeah, I'll have the details for it. And then the Cypher was awesome. Then kind of just chilled the rest of the week. I had to work the whole time,
You weren't drum circling. Everyone asked for you at the drum circle.
I know, I missed it. I want to take that. I want to make sure I get some Sundays off for the drum circle. Yeah. I gotta work a day job. Sometimes. Gotta pay the bills.
Just back to the drum circle. I just appreciate because these people that are at the drum circle aren't necessarily libertarian. They're just a bunch of free spirits, and they're all young, and they're all just like. We've been looking for something like this, something where we can come and be free. And, I feel that when I first started visiting the Free State and people, the same thing, I see in these young people. So, I think it's really good to kind of just be there and just have our presence there. And like, they can get these libertarian vibes and kind of associate that with, what they're looking for. Because they're much younger. Like I'm young, but they're younger than me. By a little bit. But anyway, also, so I want to say I got a new book deal.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
If you want to come go buy my already out books, Through the Looking Glass, you want to go buy. It's a biography by Zaya Marsh. It's on Audible. You can go buy that. Just search Rebel Mistress on Audible. But I got a new book of poetry coming out, which I love poetry. I write poetry.
Hey, you were supposed to send me some of those samples.
Yeah, but I don't have any finished yet.
Get it done. I wanted to listen to some
just like you
work.
said, video editing takes a while. So does audio editing.
But it's just one audio track. Video, it's like layers. There's like layers in audio and video, multiple layers, transitions.
You can listen to my already out book that I've sent you, but you don't. See? Bad fiance. But anyway, this is a book of love poems, which I love because I love spoken word. I feel like I'm going back to the root of it all. So look forward to that coming out. Other than that, when we get back, we're gonna tell you about some angry protesters. Rah, rah, rah. Rah, 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 rah.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners.
Joe, are you there?
From $600 a month to $6,000 a month.
Hello.
What we can do for your business.
And hang on.
Website or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is and move 20,000 people who understand it's about demonstrating to the entire country.
Yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market, making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest law interest libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth.
Hello.
Across the country and say, hello. Someplace and let's demonstrate the power.
How's it going? What do you want to talk about on the show? We're on a commercial break right now.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
It's weird. Don't answer again.
Hi.
News updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer. You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free. So sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
The easiest thing in the world for a reader to do is to stop reading. According to the late great
stop reading.
Who became managing editor of the Wall Street Journal in 1941 and grew the paper's circulation from 33,000 to 1 million by the 60s. And he'd be pleased to know that his paper is one of the few that people now pay to read online. Someone else pre-internet who realized that attention is fragile, Motown Records founder Berry Gordy. In the early
If you're watching live on YouTube, feel free to Skype in. Skype username Rebel Love Show.
USA studios and audition songs.
Perhaps just maybe we'll answer. And hey, Jason Booth out there, man, you gotta like Skype in one of these days. I know you're listening.
Span seems like an oxymoron. For tips on cutting through the clutter, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. LRN.fm running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station.
Check out Jason Booth's Wolf and Sheeple's World post. Thanks for the love, man. You're awesome.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Little Drums.
Alrighty, folks, I'm out of here for the night. I'm gonna finish this BLT with some thick bacon and a lot of it too, and then kick back with some aged in a charred oak barrel and listen to the Rebel Love Show at therebelloveshow.com/live.
Pull out the board games and puzzles. Serve up some treats or have a picnic. Even without leaving home, you'll feel like you really had some time away. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Jesus, babe.
You didn't pass it.
Well, you never. I didn't know. I thought you were done.
Why would you ever think that?
We're coming back.
Am I putting my back?
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And during my weekend, I had the I never really go into detail about my day job on the air. I'm not going to mention my company, and people can probably put two and two together if they really figured it out. Yeah. Anyways, so like half my company is not half my company, a quarter of it, part of it's unionized, and the location I work at isn't at all. And these people that are unionized decide to strike, and they decide not to strike in front of their buildings, but to come over to the part that's not unionized and strike in front of them. And
why are you against protesters? Like, aren't you an activist?
That's the thing. That is the biggest thing. Like, you know, I'm an activist at heart. Like, and it's so hard to like be against these activists who are like, you know, they're causing me to lose money.
Don't you
I'm
want
a salesperson.
Don't you want to scream at them? Get a job, you dirty hippie.
They've
been out there for how many days now?
There's just like 6 days in a row. My company keeps like actually, they because they don't want us to have to deal with the picket line. They will treat to lunch every single day. It's kind of crazy.
Which is super nice. Like I feel like the company has more incentive to treat their employees well because of this, and just because they're not union in general. I just find that companies have more reason, you know, to treat their employees well, encourage them not to hurt themselves. When I worked for an engineering company in Georgia, that was the way it was. It was like they got them breakfasts and lunches for no lost time accidents, for, you know, just because, to increase morale. And they had like all these like fun parties or meetings and stuff, and you know, they were non-unionized. And how do you non-unionize an engineering company? Most people ask from the north. When I moved up here and started hearing so much about unions, and I was like, because they treat them well. They encourage them not to hurt themselves. They encourage them to come to work. Like, they pay them well. They give them benefits. Like, I think with a union, it's the same as just every day as a libertarian. Like, if you want people to do the right thing, give them the chance to. They shouldn't have to be forced to, because if you don't like how a company's treating you, you can leave.
Like, for me, like, even with like unions, like, I'm not against the idea of there being unions. And I'll be honest,
Connection lost.
What is with this connection? God damn. So for those watching, like, we keep losing the LRN feed for some reason. I have no idea why it keeps going out. It's I swear there's always something that goes on. Some gremlin in the computer or something. Always something happens where like we lose a connection, or like a mic goes out, or the I don't know. I think it might just be that computer. And we are back. Sorry for the inconvenience there on LRN. We keep losing the connection, so we may have to restart during the long break.
You're not against unions?
No, I'm not against the idea of unions.
But they're forcing companies like to do things.
No, well, my thing is a lot of states. If you're the company you're working for gets unionized, like, you have to be in the union or you don't work there. There, you know, like some states are right to work states where you can choose whether or not you want to be in the union or not.
Yeah, but most, like, those states that are right to work, like I was telling you from Georgia, you know, I never even heard of a union into the north. Most companies don't have unions. Like that is something that people have to get together and like organize and be like, we should join the union. That's why they're protesting.
Speaking of some crazy stuff with these unions, so UPS won't deliver to our location because they're unionized. So like the manager of like the local UPS warehouse has to deliver the packages in street clothes and in his own pickup truck.
Wow. See?
That's some crazy shit, right?
It's just crazy. It's bullying. It's bullying. That's all it is. Like, that's the only thing I can really see it as. And like, I don't see how you could be like for it, because I just feel like, as like, I have a degree in business. I feel like as a business owner, like the business owner should get to run their business, not the employees, not the union, not the government. And I feel like all this regulation and just kind of like now, like the unions bothering your place of work is bothering what you're trying to do, like the job you come to work and get paid for. You can't do that efficiently because you got people from a fucking union out there protesting you. So I don't know. I just feel like as an activist, like I can't really get behind the union, but you know, I would just want to scream like, get a job, you dirty.
Well, I mean, like,
fucking commies.
I literally have to bite my tongue. Like, there's a moment where like I'm literally like just standing there near the protesters because they're like literally at the entrance. I'm just chilling at the entrance, and I was like spending like 20 minutes just staring them down, looking in their eyes, like, you know, fuck you. Like, why are you here? And these people protesting me, not me, but my job. Most of them make double than what anyone else makes in our location,
which is crazy.
Yeah. They're I don't know.
What do you think? Crazy. How long do you think they'll stay out there?
I hope so. I hope they're out there for a long time. I hope they don't get a job. Well, I hope my company never
hires.
I hope they just hire new people. Like, personally, like, just hire new people.
Well, so aren't you going to protest the police tomorrow or the day after that.
Am I going to protest the police?
Yeah, you're protesting a checkpoint. How are you gonna like? What about those people who says you're interfering?
Technically, I'm not
with their
protesting
livelihoods?
a checkpoint, and that's another thing that's coming up. There is a checkpoint party coming up. That I want to save a whole segment for that because I got a great video to play that Pete Ayer made of Cop Block.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I just feel like as far as like, you know, your day job and stuff, like, I don't know, there's two kinds of protesters. I feel like, you know, like people who protest abortion or anti-abortion clinics, like screaming like baby murderers. Like for on one hand, I give you, you know, street cred for standing up what you believe in a non-violent fashion. But then like where is something where you're forcing people to do something, like I just can't get behind that because like I feel like we're trying to enforce individual freedom, you know, then you can't like protest, you know, we should all just, you know.
Well, I'm not a collectivist. That's the thing. Like, I mean, union people are definitely collectivists or socialists usually. Like, you know, they're down for all that. I'm not. I mean, that's a big difference I have with, you know, unions. Period. Like, again, I mean, I'm probably more liberal in my anarchist views than most people are.
Yeah, because you believe in social programs.
No,
right?
no. Like, I'm not against there being I'm not even against the idea of there being competing governments. Well, alone one government. Like, there can be multiple governments for all I care. Just leave me alone. That's my whole thing. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I believe in self-governments. I'll act as if other people are, but other people want to like voluntarily be in a group of people, you know, like a union or a government or a group or whatever. Like, that's their prerogative. Let them do you. Just don't force me to go along. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, pretty intense. So, did you want to talk a bit about the Cypher or court? Because did you talk about court?
Well, both of those are going to take, pretty much a long time. So I got a great video that I made for
Let's talk about the Cypher real quick, like what it is and what happened. I feel like that needs to be a bigger event definitely next year.
Oh, yeah. They need to do that next year again because that was so cool. And it was kind of like rushed. So
yeah, there weren't enough people. There should be more people.
The East Coast Cannabis Coalition, in coordination with the Rebel Love Show and New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally, put on we put on this, I guess you can say a 420 rally or a smoke down rally. But, well, we're coming up to the break. So when we come back, I want to play on air the video I took of this Cypher tour that happened in Concord on April 15th. More when we come back.
Free Talk Live.
It hasn't been unheard of for the police to insert an instigator. These are things they do.
Connection lost. Connected.
Every single person out of the park with rubber bullets, tear gas, and other sorts of offensive devices.
Doesn't seem like it to me.
Would it make more sense to the person who's instigating to, you know, put a stop to those specific individuals?
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
Who told you to go this way? You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring Cypher to the rally.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I think we're definitely having some connections issues here.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm hearing myself back, and it's like 2 seconds after I'm speaking.
All right, hold on. I want to switch to a different computer. Then give me a moment. I thought I fixed it.
And secondly, you're dropping a lot of packets.
All right, hold on.
Yep.
Disconnected.
We're not going to hear the bumpers, FYI. Oh, we will, but it won't go out.
Connected.
Check.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Do you hear anything coming back?
I'm hearing myself back, so that's good.
Okay.
It seems like the delay issue has gone away, so that's good too.
All right. I don't know what's going on.
What did you do?
I have TeamSpeak installed on multiple computers. Like the right now I have them using on my main PC, which the problem with that is I don't get the bumpers from you going out to YouTube. That's the only downside to it. And I'm running it all on one PC, which I don't like to do. So I'll have to do more finagling. I thought I fixed the issue, but I'll work on. I got a couple days off coming, so I'll work on it then.
All right, cool.
All right. All right. Peace.
New people and Health Uber push forward innovation. As of this recording, Uber is active in 67 countries, so there's a good chance they're available in your area. Sign up at trial.freetalklive.com and you'll get a $100 bonus after you complete a certain number of trips.
It's kind of cute.
So for those on YouTube, I'm playing a little twiddle that's going to be playing at New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally at Rogers Campground. Go buy tickets at nhhempfest.com. And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And we were talking about this activism that we did back on April 15th, Friday, just a few days ago. We had basically the Rebel Love Show in coordination with this is a East Cannabis the East Coast Cannabis Coalition.
Do you want me to read the description here?
Yeah, I'm going to have you read in a second. So the East Coast Cannabis Coalition, in coordination with the Rebel Love Show and New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally with Rick Nye and Tom Brown over there, we organized it was the East Coast Cypher Unity Torch. And basically it's like this big, huge...
we passed the Unity Torch.
It's like a huge Olympic
shaped
torch.
Like a cannabis / cigarette joint from Maine. Wait, first it went from Maine to Miami, Florida to begin awareness about cannabis legalization.
Well, it started in Maine. It's on its
Coast.
way down to Miami.
Oh, that's where it'll end up.
Yeah, it's going to end up in Miami. It starts up here. We were the second leg of the journey.
And this was as well to show unity among the groups who are fighting for drug policy reform in their respective states. Organizers will pass the torch off by driving to the next city on the stop and presenting it to the next group, where there will be an event to welcome the torch. Attendees can take pictures with the torch and use it as an opportunity to educate the public about state and federal campaigns to legalize cannabis. So that's what we just did, and it's going to be passed down the coast. And it's going to make an appearance at the United National General Assembly Special Session. Damn, that's a long name. In New York City.
It's going to be in front of the UN General Assembly. It's also going to be at the big smoke down in DC and Philadelphia. Like it's making its way to like multiple different things.
The torch that's shaped like the cannabis cigarette and joint is awesome.
Yeah, it's a huge torch too. We got some great photos.
It was actually really funny because
from that too.
I hope Rob saved the bloopers, but it was like
the
thing, like, what was it called?
It was like literally like a butane torch inside of it,
and it like lit up and it like almost singed off Rick Nye's
beard. there's a blooper to the video which I did not put in the video. I edited that out, because I'm a good editor. But there's a moment where he's trying to light it. His whole face got encompassed for like a second. I thought it was like burnt. Like it was a scary moment for a second.
If you guys have ever seen Shameless, Well, I'm not gonna go into detail, but it was basically the same thing happened, and he dropped the torch on himself, and I was like, oh my god, no! And then he was fine.
He played it off super cool too. You knew that had to hurt.
Yeah,
and he played it off
like
like it was nothing.
was
Like, who cares?
No, he was like, as my beard stood and stuff. I'm like, yes, definitely. Like, but it was fine. It was a 420 miracle. But anyway, that torch was awesome, and we got a lot of great pictures with it. I don't know who that photographer was, but he was great. Who took that picture of me, you, and Rick?
Oh
awesome
yeah,
shit.
there's multiple different
photographer.
photographers out there. I forget which one. I know Justin. Oh God, I forget the last name of him. He does Granite State of Mind blog. He was there. He takes some great black and white stills as well.
And he was doing some interviews. So all in all, I feel like it was a great event. I definitely want it to be bigger, even bigger next year if marijuana isn't legalized or the world hasn't ended. Either one. But it should definitely happen.
So anyways, I wanna play the video that I took there of the rally. So obviously listeners in LRN are not gonna be able to see it, but you're gonna be able to hear it because there is mostly talk anyways and a little bit of music. So for those on YouTube, I hope you enjoy, and LRN, you too, guys.
Hi, my name's Richard Naya. I'm here with the East Coast Unity Cypher, the East Coast Cannabis Coalition, New Hampshire Hemp Festival Freedom Rally, New Hampshire Normal, and all of the citizens of New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, and New England. We're gathered today in front of the State House of New Hampshire here in Concord, and we're celebrating the Unity Cypher, which is a representation of unity of cannabis solidarity and unity of legalization and that therefore medical and recreational. And we've all gathered here today to bring unity here in the state and within friends and family. And we're passing the love and sharing that love and bringing awareness to the type of laws that we have, and we're trying to change those in a nice way. And at our event at New Hampshire Hemp Festival Freedom Rally, we're inviting everybody to come out there so you can see what it's like to associate with those of us in the cannabis industry, our families and our friends. And we're just really glad to be here. That's what this is all about: family, friends, and love.
And that was a absolutely great video. You're a great editor. Find that on our YouTube channel,
which is youtube.com/rebelloveshow.
East Coast Cannabis Coalition, Unity Cypher, Concord, NH.
There you go. But no, that was a super fun event. Rick Naya, like, he is amazing. The turnout for that wasn't huge. Like, we maybe had like 20 some people plus, but he made that seem like there was like 100 people there. Like, he was so energetic, getting people to move around and get together, and like, he's definitely a great source to have for something like that. I'm so glad that he was able to reach out and get that.
Me as going. Well. Was there a commercial for LRN or no?
What?
Are we still on? Or
yeah, we're still on.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking that
4 minutes.
For some reason I was thinking that we went into another commercial. But anyway, yeah, no, you guys should definitely check out that video though. I feel like it was definitely unifying. And it definitely, like, even though it was like a smaller get together, the fact that it was like a little before 420, it was just like like a warm up. Almost, let's pass this giant joint, this kind of like a press release, signify, we're trying to get this legalized everywhere. And then you have your actual 420 event, which I think over 170 people have RSVP'd and, are for going tomorrow, out there. Yeah. And that's not even counting the people who didn't. So it's like, the fact that, I have a friend I was telling you who got arrested for having marijuana, and she was like, oh yeah, I don't want to go, I don't want to, I don't want to risk it, because I'm on probation or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like, I can totally understand that, but that's why I feel like people need to be out there. There's no reason peaceful people should be scared to smoke a plant, because they've been arrested for having it. Like non-violent people who just, want to smoke a little cannabis, like whatever, are going to jail or getting fined, these crazy fines, or on probation or in a cage because of marijuana. So that's why we all need to go out there and we need to like protest prohibition, because this is ridiculous. Like we shouldn't have to be afraid to inhale whatever the fuck we want to inhale in our body, especially marijuana.
It's so hard to believe that we live in the year, I don't know, everyone always uses this like phrase, we live in the year 2012 or now it's 2016 now. Yeah. And everyone always uses those years, and it's like we live in how is it possible that people still think that is morally and just and righteous to literally kidnap another human being and put them in a cage, all because they had some plant material in their pocket and and dare I say may actually sell that to another human being that may want that plant.
Even if they're not wanting to sell it, just even them. I'm talking about personal liberation here, like, because my friend was arrested for just having it. It wasn't even large quantity
you can't
of it.
even possess it.
Yeah, having it in her car, and I was just
contraband.
Like, that's ridiculous. I just feel like, because it seems like unless they legalize it on a federal level, even in like states, it doesn't matter. Like, because even in Maine, Portland, right? They still enforce the federal law, which is fucked up. So no one has any rights as of now, and it's wrong. So protests 420.
shuffle out the stairs and I skipped to the zoo. I had to visit with the redneck up and Frank and food. He hated all the workers and all the people. Trusting the way I only got the money food. He hops like a rabbit, no like a kangaroo. And he ate just like a lion, doesn't like the Dodgers do. And I think Bobby goes to sleep, he likes to shot him too. Shower with the summer felt the feel with his belly full. But I get good time alone. My brain and he's home. Finding food needs to be free, free. And much to my surprise, I saw bringing dark pictures about his normal life. He had 3 little babies, a house and a wife. Strip from him with a badminton and public life. He ate about a meat, I bought him 1 big bite. Then he pulled the giant man along his roots outside. I listened to him sing about his first big life until the time when some of the sun came up at 9 July. But I can put some alone. Afraid that he's home. Private food needs to be free. Up the sky, now I get to see.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. This is the Rebel Mistress. So before we left, we were talking about the 420 rally that's going on tomorrow. It's gonna be dope, literally. Anyway, it's gonna be huge, and there's over 170 people RSVP'd, and we're gonna be out there protesting.
Shad's gonna have his drum circle
yes,
going
I was
out
just
there.
gonna say that, but you interrupted my segue into it.
Well,
Anyway,
go ahead, babe. Just
drum circle is gonna happen. I can't get my thoughts out here, but anyway, it's gonna be awesome. One of the reasons is because they're gonna be another drum circle, and I'm hoping to get all the drum circle fam there from the park, and they drum circle hard, and they have rich beats, and Shad's gonna be out there drumming, and it's always fun with him. I might put on my little dancer skirt, my little gypsy skirt, bring out my hula hoop a bit out there, we'll see.
I'm down for the struggle, babe. I want to see it all.
Yeah, but I need to go shopping. I don't have an outfit.
We don't have time to go shopping tomorrow. This is gonna happen. Like we ain't gonna wake up until like noon.
And then when we wake up at noon, we're gonna go shopping.
It's gonna take us like at least an hour or two just to get out of bed. What are you talking about?
Babe, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you now. I gotta go shopping for 420. Anyway, so
there's always a reason for your girl to go shopping, to go buy more clothes. Any reason there's ever a reason to go buy clothes. Whether it's like, there's we're going to go out to dinner, or we're going to go meet, friends and family or something, a 420 rally, a drum circle. It doesn't matter. Any reason in the world is a good reason to go buy your girl a dress.
Requires outfits. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I'll definitely be out there partaking in the drum circle now that I've had formal training. Rich Paul is actually organizing this 420 rally, which is awesome because he's going to be speaking at New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally. I think that's great. He's still doing it. Which 420 rally is this anyway?
What do you mean, which 420 rally? It's the 420 Foundation's 420 rally. 420 of 420 on 420 at 420.
No, but I mean, how many of these have they held at the State House?
Oh, this goes back like 5 or 6 years.
Just 5 or 6?
Yeah,
okay. I've seen like declining and up and down numbers, but I think it's going to be good weather tomorrow. It's going to at least be in the 50s, which is better. If the sun's shining, it'll be even better, and you'll have a bigger turnout, and it's quite possible. It's been nice all week.
The problem that they've had in previous years, because I've gone to the last 2. So last year's, it rained out. It was raining the whole time. No one wants to stand outside in the rain, even if they're in favor of marijuana legalization. We're
fair weather activists.
Yeah, they're fair weather activists. All right. And the previous year, it landed on a Sunday, which happened to also be Easter. So like nobody was there also, I don't really practice Easter or anything like that, but like, people with their families and stuff. And it was just a low
the one in Boston.
And that also happened like only a couple months after Rich Paul got out of jail. So no one like was promoting it at all. Cause that's when he got, that was like right when I got here. That was like years ago, like 2 years ago, over 2 years ago.
It's supposed to be a high of 54 tomorrow and sunny all day. So
I wish it was a high of 75. Like I wish it just get out of the 50s by now. It's just it's still a little chilly for me.
Well, get over yourself. Anyway, so the weather will be nice. And what was I gonna say? Oh shit, what were you saying? I don't even remember.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
talking about the
no, the
previous
420, yeah, the previous years. So the 420 rally in Boston, actually, that was on Easter, was the first one I had ever went to, and it was pretty good, actually. There was a lot of people out there. Like, there were like hundreds of people out there in the Boston Commons smoking it up. It was beautiful. And there was one I seen trending on Facebook. I think it was in Japan or somewhere. I don't even know, but they were out in the middle of the city, and it was like thousands of people, and they were all like smoking, and there was like a cloud of smoke. It looked like a fire, but it was all marijuana smoke. It was like the most awesome video I had ever seen, and that's what I want to happen at the State House. Blow it in there, blow it towards the State House.
Love
get those
to see
motherfuckers
hundreds
high.
of people in front
That's
of
what I
the
need.
State House with Governor Hassan looking down at
Yeah,
all those
wishing
dirty
she could.
hippies.
No, she'd be looking down, wishing she could be down there smoking deep down inside. She's like, shit, like that really was good that time I tried weed. Now I just got to be a hypocrite for the rest of my life.
That's how she is. I mean, let's be honest. Like, this woman is the Democratic governor.
Do you think she'll have us all arrested?
No.
Not if there's enough to. Not
if there's too many people there, they're not going to arrest.
That's the thing. It's strength in numbers. Like, that's why we all have to come out there. Like, you know, if you're afraid or you're scared of what they might do to you, don't be, because there's strength in numbers. And the more of us there are, the less they can do. And we all need to be out there protesting, because this is our right, like our natural right.
Yeah, it's not even about like ending prohibition. It's about the fact that you as a human being own your body. And no one else, nobody can tell you what you can or cannot put in that body. It has nothing to do with marijuana. It's just a show the fact that this is a bullshit law. It's bullshit that people follow it. It's insane that people dress up in costumes and like kidnap people over this stuff. Like, this is the world we live in, folks.
Like, yeah, people
like this is still real.
This thing that's been proven to heal like sickness, and like it's just amazing that all this stuff is illegal. I'll say it again, like I just said on our other show, like when I'm watching the FDA prescribe heroin to 9-year-olds, like, and it's getting like lesser and less the age for getting oxy, aka heroin these days, but yet, you know, smoking weed, something that's been proven to, you know, shrink tumors or you know, make you feel better.
Hey, here's a question.
Prevent seizures. Like, it's all this proven like medicine into ways marijuana can help you, but yet it's still illegal, which you can't find any way that it doesn't. Oh, you forget things sometimes.
How young do you think should someone be able to smoke marijuana?
I think when they're old enough to earn enough money to go buy it for themselves, they're old enough to smoke it.
So if a 6-year-old gets like a paper route, they can go buy an eighth. It's cool.
If someone,
it's cool.
If someone will sell it to them.
If someone will sell it to them.
Yeah.
I see. I
mean, like my thing is, like, I feel like kids own themselves, and you know, it is a crazy path, but I'm not gonna back down from like my stance.
No.
Let me finish. I'm not gonna back down on my stance on it, because I do feel like when I want children, I feel like as a mother and as a parent, I don't want to like treat my child like a lesser human. I want to show like my child from day one, you know, you are an individual. No one can control you. You know, just make good decisions. That's all you can instill in your child. Like, you can't tell them what to do, and if you try to force them, good luck. Because we were all kids once, and your mom tried to force you. Everyone I grew up with tried to force me, but you know, none of that shit worked. Only thing that did work, you know, is good ideas and me, you know, figuring it out for myself. So do I think a 6-year-old should be smoking marijuana? Probably not. They should probably be out playing football or basketball or doing a sport or like having fun or playing in the fucking yard. I don't know. But if like your kid wants to try marijuana, like there's a reason for that. And there's a reason, you know, they're so curious, and it's probably because their parents don't talk to them. That's why I was curious about marijuana, like, and all drugs, because it was like, you know, no one had ever talked about it except for how it was this horrible thing. And if you keep talking about how hot the fire is, I'm going to touch it and see for myself. And that's just the kind of person I was. And that's how kids are. You know, we're inquisitive, and that inquisitiveness never really stops. People just start, you know, saying, oh no, that's not the societal norm. But
that's why you gotta beat your kids. You gotta beat that inquisitivism out of them, you know, so they stop asking questions and obey. They need to learn from. They need to do as they're told by their elders, babe. You can't be letting kids question everything. What are you thinking about? It's crazy. We have anarchy on the streets if we let people, human
Good.
beings decide what's best for them.
We need anarchy on the streets, and that's what we need, and that's what I want to, install in my kids. So again, I just feel like when people start talking about, oh, should a 6-year-old be doing this? It's like, do you remember when you were 6, what you were doing?
Well, your 6 and my 6 were very different 6s.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, well, my take on it is,
probably not. We both probably played outside, and I don't know. I didn't really do much when I was 6. I fought a lot on the playground.
Well, I mean, what I was gonna say is I do agree to the extent that when you're old enough to decide whether or not you want to smoke pot, and you also have the ability to purchase it, you made money, you got money somehow, and I want to go buy some pot and smoke with my friends. When you get old enough to that point to figure out how to do that, and you want to do it, then you're old enough to do it.
Yeah, you've reasoned. Only thing I could hope is that my kids would come talk to me about marijuana, and all drugs
and everything else, any drug use or any relationship thing or work thing or whatever. You need to have a strong communication with your children.
Yeah,
now,
and you want them to want to talk to you.
I had horrible communication with my parents. We never talked anything out. We never talked emotions out. We never talked out serious things. It was just it was just assumed that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you're supposed to go. But we never had that connection.
More parenting techniques and Rob's
Parenting
court
tips.
date when we come back.
All right, guys. So those watching on YouTube, I want to play some more of Twiddle here for you. Twiddle is going to be one of the headlining acts at New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally. Go buy your tickets at nhempfest.com, because right now is the Up and Smoke sale. So tickets right now for the entire weekend are $75, but if you wait, it's gonna go up to 120 or something like that. And it's at Rogers Campground. Go buy your tickets right now. It's gonna be a magical weekend, to say the least. But here is some more Twiddle for you.
Babe, you didn't even share this on the page.
So much to my surprise, I saw bringing dark pictures about his normal life. He had 3 little babies, a house and a wife. Strip from him with a badminton and public life. Did about a meat, I bought in one big fight. Then I cooked the giant man along the fruit shop side. I listened to him sing about his first baby life. Until time when some of the sun came up at 9 July. But I can put something low. Afraid that he's home. Trying to put me to be free. From the sky, now I get to see. Chopping up his big mouse inside of every gate, and he went for a short job to keep himself in shape. And when no one was looking, he clawed out the gate. Soon enough, the light will bust, and he's a little place. Well, I got to do about 8:15. Out the doctor in the thinking, something got away. I looked a little further to Frankie's case, but I knew what was up the line and bust my brain at the stage. Dragging foot's going home. Sleeping at 2 all alone. Dragging foot is running free. Everything I hope is to remember free.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. This is the Rebel Mistress. So before we left, we were kind of talking about parenting, and like Rob asked me whether or not I think a 6-year-old should be able to smoke weed or whatever. I just feel like sometimes those kinds of questions are like, they're just meant to kind of set people up for something. Like, do it whether or not I believe, you know, a 6-year-old can do something or not. Like, I just feel like, you know, it's all about parenting, and like, are you teaching your kid that they're an individual or that you own them? Are you talking to them about the decisions they're making? Why would, you know, my 6-year-old want to go and buy weed? Why would any 6-year-old want to go and buy weed? You know, like, there's no laws against it, and I don't think there should be any laws. I just think as a parent, like, you should talk to your kid like a human and kind of just wonder why they want to do this kind of thing, because I really feel like kids are like the future, and they're so inquisitive already, and you know, kids are so smart just naturally. The only time they're not, I feel like, is when that's beat out of them, like when their inquisitiveness is beat out of them, or they feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. And you know, like, even at the drum circle, I'm going back to it, I've seen a lot of people just, you know, talking to their kids like that, like they might as well have had them on a leash, like they were their dogs or something. And you know, if they wanted to come play or something, it was just like, no, don't do that, or whatever, or I don't know. It just seemed very like consuming of them, and they weren't the nicest kids either. So it's just like,
you're gonna be such the hippie mom.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna be such a hippie mom.
I mean, I just feel like, you know, kids are the future, and if you raise them, you know, correctly, like, then you won't really have to worry about, you know, these kind of fears. And you know, I feel like it starts with parenting. And so now I'm gonna go into this woman I know who was talking about, you know, her daughter told her that she wanted to be a boy. And this was like over the weekend, someone I know, and I already had my doubts anyway, but she goes on to say that she doesn't know how she feels about this, and she's not taking it well, and she doesn't have a good feeling, and she doesn't like it. And now I'm just like, this woman, is she for real? Like, it's like how you're talking to your kids. Like, the fact that she's saying that she doesn't like, you know, the fact that her daughter wants to be a boy. Like, how about how your daughter feels, you know, about wanting to be a boy? Can you talk to her about that? Like, why is that, you know, such a problem for you? So it even starts with something like that. When you're treating kids like, you know, they have no decisions and they have no choices, like, this is what makes them scared to come out or to say something that could help them, because you're treating them like they have no rights, or they can't voice their opinions or have thoughts, like, when they have the most thoughts of all. Like, they have the brightest opinions, the most unbiased opinions. And I feel like your job as a parent is to usher and guide them and help them and like support them, and not, you know, try to push your projections off on them. So I keep seeing this kind of thing in the world, and it makes me sad. Like, because like you said, it's 2016. Like, the fact that I know a lady and she's like upset because her daughter wants to be a boy is just like saddening to me, because she's gonna instill in her child that it's not okay to be yourself.
Well, it's more than that. Like, a lot of these parents that are super controlling, they're not just controlling over, like, not upset, like, you know, what their kids how they can be, you know, themselves, but like, you'll see these, I'll say kids, you'll see these people in their 20s, early 20s, and they're literally doing everything their parents say. They live with their parents, you know, they have a, you know, they buy them everything. They do everything as they're told. Like, they fall in line. They have a curfew, and they're happy as can be. No, maybe they're not happy as can be, but you know, they go along with it. They just go along with the flow.
But are they really happy? Like, I mean, I see it like,
probably not.
I hated being restricted, and
Me
I don't
too.
know if that was because I was like always an anarchist, but like, I hated the fact that I had a curfew. I hated the fact I couldn't go out. I hated the fact I had to ask permission for every move that I made. Like, when I felt like, you know, I was an adult, I felt like I had raised myself for years, and like, I had just really been switching between homes, and you know, at that point, like, people who had called themselves adults didn't seem like adults to me. Like, they weren't acting like an adult. So, you know, I didn't really, I didn't get any, you know, knowledge or wisdom from those people. So I mean, I hated being restricted. I felt like I could make my own decisions and I knew what was best for myself. And I feel like that's true. Everyone, yes, believe that. You can make your own decisions. You do know what's best for you. And I don't want to instill that in anyone that's not true, let alone my own children.
No, I 100% agree. When we have kids, baby doll, when we have, we're gonna have a bunch of kids, maybe
at
least one, and a basketball. I keep saying this. If the more kids you want, you better add another parents into this mix, because
the truth
I can handle maybe one tops. Like you want more than that. Like you got to add another adult into the, maybe a triad or a tribe. Or
I'm not gonna have an only child. The kid will be lonely.
No, that's what we have the goddamn dog for. Riker will be there for the kid.
No, Riker.
Yeah, Riker, the kid.
Riker's a kid
leave them
himself.
in the backyard together to play in the dirt. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for both of them. No, you don't like that at all. Okay.
I don't like
at any rate.
But anyway, so yeah, that goes back to I just wanted to go bring up the trans thing one more time, because I've been hearing all this talk about like the bathroom stuff, like the girls and the boys, like, and I feel like this is all an extension from parenting. Like all of this is an extension. Like if you treated your kids like they were humans, if everyone just started treating everyone like they're another goddamn human and their life is precious, and they stop believing in war and murder and violence, then we'd have a better world. But anyway, it does start with parenting, because like this whole bathroom thing is just like crazy to me. Like a bathroom should be labeled, in order to get rid of this, like, women's bathroom, men's bathroom, we just make it a bathroom, and then people go in the bathroom and they fucking take a piss and a shit and they leave the fucking bathroom.
So you're in favor, just to make this clear, you're in favor of like, a 60-year-old, 350-pound guy dressed up in like a dress and a tutu or something like that. Yeah, at least 60, 350 pounds. So he's got like a walker walking up into the.
But he's 6.
Into the ladies' bathroom.
How is he 6 with a walker and 250
No,
pounds?
60.
Oh, 60.
60. 60. Or maybe 56 or 65, 70. I don't know. Just old fat dude in a dress and makeup. All right. And it made himself all look pretty. And goes into the bathroom where our 5-year-old daughter is taking a piss on her own for the first time. It's in the same public bathroom. You are in favor of that man or woman or that person being in the bathroom with our like 4 or 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah, what? I don't even understand the question. I feel like that's a ridiculous, ludicrous, first of all, scenario. And I hate when people come up with these like crazy fucking scenarios to describe things.
I just want to see. I want to know where you land on it.
If our 5-year-old daughter is in the bathroom, she's gonna be with one of us, because why would she be in the bathroom by herself?
All right, what age can our daughter piss without you holding her hand?
No, she can piss without us holding her hand, but still, like in a bathroom, like anyone can use public restrooms, okay? Like anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a fat fucking 60-year-old with a tutu and you need to use the bathroom. If our 5-year-old daughter needs to use the bathroom, then she can go in there and fucking piss too. If something happens when she comes out, then she can, like I'm sure we'd be aware of that. And second of all, if you don't want to use the fucking bathroom, we can wait till we get home. That's like if you have such a problem with trans women, not you, but people with trans women going into the women's restroom, then use the fucking bathroom at your own house.
All right, I'll make you a deal. All right, you can have.
I don't even use public
bathrooms. You can have all
the
transgendered people in the women's bathroom, and just give the men the couches and chairs.
So now you're just being sexist,
I don't know.
Huh?
It is sexist. Why do women get to have all the couches and chairs in the bathroom? Not that I want to hang out in the bathroom, but Jesus.
It sounds like you want to just hang out in the bathroom.
I never understood why women want to hang out in bathrooms or a couch, but at least you have a couch. Give us the couches.
It's a secret society, babe. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
All right, guys. I am going to find something else to play here for you in the break. Find another. Oh, Pigeons playing ping pong. That was from bands, right?
Yeah. They're on Spotify now. They're in big time.
Oh, they might get flagged for copyright. We'll find out in a second. Hour-long set. Ooh. We'll put this on. All right, guys. Another band headlining Hempfest here is Pigeons playing ping pong. They're one of the headlining acts. Go check it out. nhempfest.com. Like an hour set. There we go. Let's go there. Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show, broadcasting live from Manchester, New Hampshire on LRN.FM. We're also on IPMNation as well. Go give them some love. So this week, a lot of stuff's going on this week. I mean, last week I did 2 activist things. It's weird that so much activist stuff happens at once. Normally it's like something once a month or something like that goes on. But lately it's been picking up. So besides my court dates and the Cypher event that happened Friday, and I'm still going to get to my court date. I got a story to tell for that. I'm saving that for the next segment. But this week, besides the 420 rally going on at the State House tomorrow, go there if you're listening live. Besides that, there's also another event going on. So the people calling themselves the Manchester Police Department have announced that they will be doing a DUI checkpoint.
Yeah, it's checkpoint
this
season.
Friday night. Yeah.
This is around the time we started dating.
Was it? No, it was at
April.
the end. It was no, we did not start dating in April.
Well, we met in April.
Yeah, we met. Yeah.
Well, we swiped on Tinder in April.
Yeah.
And our first date
wasn't until July.
I
July
thought it was
4th was our anniversary, babe.
That's when we got together, but we dated before then. No. Okay, no, we didn't. Okay,
really,
but I was trying to
hooked up.
When was the first checkpoint party?
The first one I took you to was in August.
It was in August. Okay, I was
That
thinking
at the
it
end
was
of
like
August.
in earlier.
Yeah, so basically one of the things I did was one of the ways to introduce Ann into the porcupine community was I decided to take her to a DUI checkpoint party, which is an awesome day. I thought it was a great day. She loved it. I loved it. It was fun. It was cool. So anyways, Manchester police are doing a DUI checkpoint coming up this Friday, and we're organizing a counter event, so to speak. So every time they try to pull one of these things off, we decide to get our gear together, cameras in hand, walkie-talkies,
and we make signs, usually like checkpoint ahead, turn here, like extortion point ahead, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're basically trying to save people from getting tickets from the police. I mean,
because most of the people arrested aren't drunk drivers. They're people they're getting for stickers. They're people, they're getting for like a tail light being broken. It's just extortion. Like they're just trying to earn revenue, and they're out there, being road pirates, and that's basically it. And they shouldn't get to trap people. So we want to give people a fair advantage. Some people still go. They're like, whatever. Like I want to be searched by the police, but those people are just sheep.
Yeah. So Pete Ayer over at copblock.org put together a montage video of pretty much all I took a lot of video during the DUI checkpoints the last couple of years. I've put a lot up on the internet, and I have a whole Raw channel. You can go check out V Rebel Raw. I'll put it in the show notes. But I took a bunch of video. He made a montage video of that for the Cop Block channel. So I'm gonna play that. It really goes into detail about the DUI checkpoints and why they're so important and why we get so many people out there here in Manchester.
You hear about checkpoints happening. You don't hear about 40-some people coming out and getting people to avoid the checkpoint. Like that doesn't happen, and that happens on a regular basis in Manchester. You guys copy? Yes, I read you. I moved here from the south side of Chicago, and I had heard stories from a lot of people before I moved about the DUI checkpoints taking place and how everyone goes out in cop blocks and manage when they happen.
The 2 nights that I went out on, there were, I would say, around 20 to 40 of us.
In the state of New Hampshire, the police actually have to inform the public when a checkpoint is, but they don't say where.
Just on the night, we would have to figure out where.
This radio right here is what we use when we are cop blocking. So this makes it a lot easier to use than like trying to text or call someone. Like while we're going across the bridge, we see all the other cops like stationed, and we're like radioing back like they're on the other side of the bridge.
And as soon as that was figured out, that would be posted to the event page.
And the beauty thing is there's so many people that like we can like diverge resources. Like some people are right in front of the checkpoint warning drivers not to turn, avoid the checkpoint.
The sign that I was holding was typically checkpoint ahead or turn now.
We'll have activists literally filming the checkpoint itself to make sure like the cops aren't doing anything they shouldn't be doing. They should be doing that to begin with, the checkpoint, but like keeping them accountable.
The cameras were nice, just to have your own camera for your own safety.
And whenever activists would show up, we would try and organize like, all right, we need people on this corner, we need people on that corner.
I just walked to the location and saw which corner needed more people, and chose my spot that way.
You really want two people in the main area first and like go outward. So we would use the walkie-talkies to like, get people to go to other places.
We also had literature, cop block literature.
And some of us would go up to like throughout the bars and be handing these out, which talk about your rights. And while we're doing that, we would tell the bartenders and everyone else, hey, avoid Bridge Street or avoid wherever the checkpoint is. Usually it was on Bridge Street. And everyone knew what cop blocking is, which made it, it was fascinating where they knew. Like they would come up and thank us, shake our hands. As much as we don't like the cops, most people don't either.
When they get people on expired tags and chips in their windshield and expired licenses, I can't believe that it's only for intoxication. I have to believe that it's for revenue generation.
Just strictly for revenue and the right mark tickets. But that's what most cops do. Their jobs are to give tickets to people, and most of those tickets are victimless crimes.
I felt good about what I was doing. Just felt normal. It felt right.
My fiance and we took her on a date to a DUI checkpoint. Basically, we start walking down Elm Street. She's just holding a sign saying "Checkpoint on Bridge," and like people are coming over and hugging her, and cheering and stuff like that.
Like they believed in what we were doing in terms of standing up for our freedoms.
And I actually hate cop blocking, to be perfectly honest. I don't like dealing with cops, but I'll do it when I have to do it. Like I'm not gonna back down. And when I see a DUI checkpoint going on, like if we can get a victory against the police, I want a victory against the police.
The minds here have been freed, and once that happens, there's just so much room for all sorts of things, all sorts of creativity and knowledge and enlightenment.
Everything I've done here, I would never even try to do in Chicago or anything like that. There's no numbers. Like you don't have a numbers game. You have a numbers game here. Move here. If you can't move here, organize with a bunch of other people, like-minded people. Like start meetups and get together. Plan events. Have like a system in place. Like send out like a text to everyone. Like, hey, this is going on right now. Let's get together at this location, and then we'll all go together or something along those lines.
You just gotta do it. You take action.
If there's another checkpoint, if it gets announced again.
Well, that was the video Pierre made, and we'll be back in the next segment talking about my court dates, my day in court. When we come back.
The rest of it?
Yeah, I can play the rest of it. For those watching on YouTube, I'm gonna play the rest of that video. It only has about another 30 seconds to go.
At each of those checkpoints, activists were out in numbers to inform their neighbors about the looming threat. The activists were so effective, or in other words, so detrimental to the revenue collection of the road pirates, that the Manchester police outfit held just one checkpoint in 2015. But tyranny has yet again reared its ugly head. Last week it was announced that a checkpoint will be held in just 1 month, on April 22nd. If you're within driving distance of Manchester, feel free to roll on up. A link to the checkpoint party event is in the description.
You hear about checkpoints happening. You don't hear about,
Hope you enjoyed that video by Pete Air. Gave me a tear a couple times, won't lie.
You cried.
I cried. We cried a little bit. A little bit. Come on now, baby doll. Come on. So I want to put on a little bit more of pigeons playing ping pong. And then the next segment, I want to go talk about when me and Renee went to the heart of the state on Friday and what happened and transpired.
Boogie to the funk. Boogie to the funk.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're at the second half of the second hour here in the Rebel Love Studios, and I want to talk about what happened on my journey to fight this day, I guess you can say. So I have basically this goes way back to December when the Merrimack County Sheriff's Department was at the Rebel Love Studios. Looking for the boyfriend of a former roommate that's at this location. Now, mind you, I was like, who is this guy? I'm not dealing with this person. I don't really want to, get the fuck away. And I'm recording the whole time. I'm not saying fuck away, but I'm recording the whole time. Happened, I wasn't prepared for it. And the video's up online on youtube.com/rebelloveshow. I kind of regret putting it up, but now it's already up, so it's like it is what it is.
Why do you regret it?
Because it was not pretty, and like
I
talked way too much. Renee talked too much.
No, you guys talk too much.
Talked way too much.
But at the end of the day,
it's definitely us standing
at the end
up
of the
against
day,
the
people
police.
can't be perfect, and when someone's like questioning you, it's like that is kind of different. Like they were definitely harassing and like threatening me like all day when I was alone. And if they can be big and bad, like you can put it up there. And people are like, oh, this, and that. And I'm like, first of all, like your court case is about like the fact that they were blatantly harassing you because you wouldn't give them information about someone.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that person's not on our lease. That person has nothing to do with us. So at the end of the day, it's just strangers coming up to us and harassing us.
Plus, on top of that, I wasn't even in my car. So the tickets they issued a ticket for not having registration.
Yeah, in a parked car, and everything they did about that was illegal, and they were even willing. They even offered you a plea deal, right?
Yeah. So I mean, in that situation, I'm literally walking into a building, and they're asking me questions. I'm not giving them the answers they want, so I'm just standing there recording. And they decided to get out of the car and then detain me, force me to show my ID. Unless if I didn't, they would arrest me.
Yeah, they threatened to arrest me that morning.
Yeah,
too.
and I'm out inside with two people with guns on them, so it's a little different story when you're inside the building. And and then they issued me this ticket, all because they didn't like the answers I gave them, and I'm recording. They use it as a form of intimidation. So. The whole thing was I didn't have registration in my car. I didn't show them registration. I refused to show them registration, so they wrote me a ticket. Now, mind you, I was behind my registration. Won't lie. I mean, the car is registered. I'm not a right to travel activist. It's December. I work sales and retail. I'm kind of busy. The last thing on my mind, because the registration ended November 31st. So it was a couple weeks later. And it's like, last thing on my mind is to go pay people I never met for some sort of permission slip again, which I already paid for to begin with, but like it expires after a certain, line in the sand.
It's after
time
your
date.
birthday or something.
Yeah,
right?
some bullshit like that. So anyways, a couple days later, I went and got it registered. So I paid the state their money. I gave them their money, and this actually happened last year. This happened last year too. And when I went to my pretrial, the prosecutor at the time just threw it out. Like, whatever, you paid the registration, blah 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 blah. So that was like, I don't know if that was constitutes a court victory, but I do because they threw it out.
So this guy, he offered to throw it out if you pled guilty.
No,
right?
No. So basically, the sheriff. This is the crazy thing, and I'll have a video out shortly. I've been too busy to make an edited video. I have video of the pretrial. Renee was with me. We took a selfie in front of the courthouse, but I had a press badge for her. She came with me as press. Was able to record with no problem, which is actually kudos to the court system for last time. The last couple of times we went in there, it was a big ordeal trying to record. So this time, like, they just gave us free reign to record, which is fantastic. But I got a video coming up soon. I'll edit it. It'll be together. I wanted to have it done by today, but it probably won't happen for like another 3 or 4 weeks, if that.
So are you gonna get a lawyer for your for your trial?
It's just over a registration. Like, it's so it's so stupid. So anyways, the sheriff that's in the video, all right, the exact same sheriff shows up to operate the pretrial, which I think is really rare. Like, usually the officer that's issuing the ticket isn't the one also handling the pretrial. Maybe I'm wrong, but every time I've gone to a pretrial, it's an officer of the court or it's a prosecutor. It's not the sheriff of that county, which is a different county. It's not even the same county. All right. And I hand him my registration. Like, I got registration, man. Like, I paid you guys. Like, well, I'll throw out the fine if you say you're guilty. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not gonna do that.
But
like,
I'm not guilty.
No. Yeah.
So
Well,
fuck you.
I mean, even then, technically, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, I paid them their money. They got their registration. I paid them. And on top of that, he's one to throw out the entire fine if I just say I'm guilty.
I mean,
I just gotta say I'm guilty. And I'm like, what? At that point, what does it matter?
If you feel
you're
like
not getting the money from
if
me.
you feel like you are guilty, why would you not say that you're guilty? Then?
I'm saying I'm not guilty because I paid them their goddamn money. I paid the city of Manchester their money for some sort of, like, quote unquote privilege to drive on their roads.
But is that what you're gonna say in court? Are you gonna say?
I don't know. I haven't figured out a defense yet.
Yeah, like,
I know.
Yeah, what are you gonna say? Like, I mean, I would get like the defense that,
well, he's probably watching this. I don't even know if I want to talk about it because here's the
who
thing.
gives a fuck?
He watches. This guy's like a troll / fan. Like, this is a moment where I can't give blame to Renee, but the camera messed up on her. And you got I talked about this on Anarchy After Dark. Go watch their show from Friday. Jumped on, and she verified me on that.
I was gonna say, anyway,
But
your defense is you weren't in the car when they wrote you a ticket, so they had no reason. Why?
It maybe that might be a great technicality to throw it out on.
I think it does matter. I think you should actually check the law.
That I was driving at the time, or driving. He saw me driving or something like that. He was
but the law, no, you can use the law too.
Oh, I know, I get that.
But I'm saying the law is you have to be in your car and they have to pull you over and they have to have reasonable suspicion.
Yeah, while driving. Yeah,
that is the actual law. So that is your defense. Like, I feel like you should definitely look up the law when you go on your trial.
Make a stage of it though, babe. I just can't I was not driving, blah 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 blah.
Well,
which
you have to. You have to use the actual law.
Yes,
or you're gonna have to pay them again. So I
would
get your defense
I'm just
together.
I'm just gonna read the law.
The reason I'm saying this is especially because what the guy said to you.
Yeah. So this is where Renee, she says the camera wasn't working. I understand it's a bad camera, and we actually used my old Sony Handycam to go in the court instead of using this because my phone, which takes 4K video, but heaven forbid I use this. Yeah, look professional in front of like these people. And the camera's like, she's like trying to mess with it, open it back up, and get to work again. She missed, like, it was like activist gold. Like, this sheriff in front of like this entire courtroom looks me dead in the eyes and he goes, "Welcome to my shire." It was just like so hardcore. It was intense. It was insane. Like, and she dropped the ball on it. It would have been it would have been YouTube gold, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been YouTube gold.
But alas, that it happened. I know it happened, but it's not.
Well, if it wasn't on camera,
we didn't have an audio recorder going too, which I wish we did. I wish we did have that. I live and learn. Use every activist moment, even though this is an activist moment for me. This is just like a pride thing. Like, I wasn't fucking driving my car, man. Like, you can't give me a ticket just for walking down the street.
Anything, I don't know. I disagree with you. Anything where you're standing up for your rights is an activist moment.
Yeah, but I'm not like going in. I'm not. When I say that, I'm saying that in regards to I'm not a right to travel activist. I don't consider myself one. I don't want to be one.
I don't feel like there's any distinctions. I feel like feeling right to travel activists are just trying to like stand up for their rights.
Oh no, look.
Just because you're not a right to travel activist, like you're still standing up for your rights. Like you don't feel like they should be able to write you a ticket. That's why you're fighting it. That's why you didn't plead guilty. So that is, activism. So I'm just saying, don't downgrade yourself.
I hear you. No, it's definitely activism. Most people don't go into court with a camera and record their pre-trial.
Well, yeah, and most people probably would have pleaded guilty and got it thrown out, but they don't. But you didn't. So,
anyways, court date July 14th, kids. I'll have events. It'll be recorded, and I'll have the video out soon. Exposing the lies. But babe, hey babe,
what?
Are you gonna go to my court date? I know you hate going to court. Will you go to my court date?
Yeah, I'll go.
Better. I go to yours.
What court date?
What? If you had a court date, I'd go to it.
Well, thank you. You should maybe talk with Derek J or someone else.
All right. So those watching on YouTube, I want to throw a little Zach Deputy on for you. Another headlining act coming up at New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally. Go buy tickets at nhhempfest.com.
Mathias, how you feeling out there this evening, to the back I'm home, bringing me home to you. never too late. Oh, come on home. Come on home.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. It's been a good show here, and if I can stress anything, it is tomorrow is 420. You need to come out there. You need to drum it up in the drum circle, dance with me, hula hoop. Like, let's just have a great time on the State House steps and show them,
It's gonna be huge.
that they can't oppress us. Like, this is our right, so that's gonna be fun. So it's the 2-year anniversary of the Rebel Love Show. It's not really my 2-year anniversary, but the Rebel Love Show is its own entity. So I joined later on in life, and then I feel like I solidified the show, and it really, really became the Rebel Love Show because we're the Rebel lovers, no matter how corny that may sound. That's us, and I feel like it was perfect when I joined this show, and my heart was in it. And so I'm very happy that it's the 2-year anniversary. Like, that's amazing. Like, this show's been great. I remember listening to you on the show when we were still dating, and how awesome you sound and how fun the conversations were, and it was just very enticing. And I remember just watching the whole thing, and I wasn't bored by it or anything. And that just really made the Rebel Love Show, like, in my eyes, just something to live up to, and so I was so happy to become a co-host of it. Having co-hosted other shows before, it was like an honor to be a part of the Rebel Love Show. So happy 2-year anniversary, Rebel Love.
Aww. I'm glad it's an honor for you, baby. No,
it was.
So,
don't get too cocky.
You did make it past the casting couch.
Shut your mouth. This show I have been your best co-host ever.
Oh my God, yes.
So
yeah. You've
be thankful.
You've been. Unfortunately, I've gone through multiple co-hosts, ups and downs. It's pretty much one of those things. Like, kids, how people say, "Don't start a band, don't start a podcast." That's pretty much how it is. It's exactly the same way. Hell, we have mixers and mics and shit.
You find a great co-host.
Yeah, you gotta find. Once you find one, you're good. So. Basically, now it's not the 2-year anniversary of the show. It's the 2-year anniversary of the show broadcasting from Manchester, which actually happened a couple of weeks ago. But so that little backstory to the show. Back in the day, it kind of involves my mover story a little bit. Before I moved, like a few months beforehand, I had a different YouTube channel called The Volunteers Rebel, which I don't even post to anymore. It has a shit ton of subscribers, but I never actually post to it anymore. I kind of like dropped that thing. I don't do that anymore. I kind of dropped it a little bit, not too long after I moved here. I kind of just dropped it. And I was, communicating with a lot of different free staters before I moved. Joel Valenzuela actually ended up crashing with me in Chicago on his way here. We started doing the show together via Google Hangouts. We did a few episodes. It was kind of shitty back then. And then I got ready to move to Manchester, back in January 2014, and basically we had a goal to get the studio, get apartment together and get a studio going. That was like the goal. We worked like months to get to that point, and I moved in January. We got a place together in, I want to say March. Yeah, it was beginning of March or mid-March. We started recording the show in April of 2014. Our first, we had multiple different guests on. Rich Paul was one of the very first ones, it was an awesome. It was a really dark episode. It was like episode 5 or something like that.
It was dark.
Yeah, he's talking about. He hadn't been out of prison that long. So
he was talking about prison.
Yeah, no, because he was in. Well, he was in prison for. He faced 83 years for selling pot, and he tried to do jury nullification route. And he ended up serving like 11 months, but he's only out for a very short amount of time. I mean, he wasn't out. He was out that long.
Yeah.
Which was a great episode. But anyways, we were broadcasting from the east side of Manch. Later on, Andrew came onto the show. Then after that, the Rebel Mistress here came on. And a lot's happened from then. Multiple different shows have recorded through the studio, the Rebel Love studio. The Seditious Sirens got their start from our studio, which is now defunct. I guess it is. So they have reunion episodes every now and then.
No, we've never had reunion episodes.
But there's a reunion episode. It was a reunion episode at Liberty Forum. You guys had
that was just Ian not being a good producer. And
I know. I enjoyed it. I love it when he plays the Seditious Sirens bumpers. I hope every time you guys are doing a show together, he plays those.
I hope one day everyone can forget about the Seditious Sirens.
Why? I love the Seditious Sirens, especially when it was you, Renee, and Ellen. Those are the best.
Yeah, those were some good episodes.
And you guys decided to have it all dark lit in the room.
Yeah, like and we had the smoke going up. That was before we joined LRN.
I know.
That was before. See, joining LRN messed up the Seditious Sirens.
Hey, even that, yeah, LRN killed the Seditious Sirens.
LRN killed the Seditious Sirens.
But like seeing that pop up, like even this show broadcasted all the way till January of 2015 until we were even on LRN. We were just a podcast at the time. I remember it was cool just recording live at PorkFest.
Yeah, I remember Ian saying that we had to have like so many shows. That
Ian usually has a prerequisite usually of 26 episodes continuously until you get even on the podcast feed or
it was something like that.
Yeah, but he definitely broke the rules for you. But
it's because someone quit and then we got a show.
Well, it's on top of that. Yeah, there's slots available and there's not that many people making Liberty Media like
anymore. But now it's like we definitely have a lot of shows coming out. I mean, shows quit and join LRN, but at the end of the day, I feel like being on, like even just joining the Rebel Love Show, which was already on LRN, it was just good. Like I love being able to say we were on that network, and we still try to get on other networks, but it's the Rebel Love Show for life, yo.
Oh yeah, it's always Rebel Love Show, and LRN's always our home station. I mean, we'll always be on other stations. We love IPM. We've been on others. We've been on LMR before. We've been on a couple others on and off. We may get picked up by others in the future. But
hopefully that'd be nice.
I love doing live radio. Like I at first I hated it.
No,
just
I love
going
it.
into breaks and stuff like that.
I like breaks. I like the musical in between.
I like the breaks. I feel as if the bumpers really add character to a show. Just all of that. I love doing it live on radio, live broadcasting
we have
too.
Skype now, and you do call-ins.
Skype and Skype username Rebel Love Show.
Call-ins. I mean, I feel like Rebel Love Show has a great 2-year run. I think it'll go on for a long time.
How long do you want to keep doing this, if you don't mind me asking, babe?
I don't know. Until we run out of things to talk about.
That might be a long time. Or a short time, depending on how high we are.
How high we are?
Yeah.
No.
The higher I get, the more I'm going to want to talk. I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm chill.
Really?
The only thing, the one thing I hate about this show, I love doing live radio. It's so fun. And on top of that, like it's allowed us to like make so many connections with so many beautiful people and allowed us to go to like different festivals and stuff like that.
But I feel like as we like get older, we learn. Like we're always evolving, individually. And no, I just mean personally, like individually and together, we're always evolving. And now this is our show. Like who knows? Like right now we're young, we do a lot of drugs and we talk about, sex and anarchy. And when we get older, we'll still do the same thing and tack on kids, and then we'll get older and we'll like who knows where the world will be. Technology will be different, like all our predictions and thoughts and everything.
It's fascinating how like
this what this show's about.
How like podcasts and shows like when you talk a lot about your personal life and whatnot, it's fascinating how it becomes like it's a time capsule of like who you were at that time. Like I don't know if you've gone back to like watching like one of the first Seditious Sirens episodes or one of the first episodes you were like guested on the Rebel Love Show. I remember you guys came on to like announce the Seditious Sirens or something like that on our show.
Yeah, I remember it was a good show.
Yeah.
Like I have, and I just feel like I've been trying to grow more as a radio personality, and I definitely have. I remember going back to even on the Rebel Mistress page when someone was like, "Is this a joke?" And I'm like, fuck you, and like now I've put out multiple audiobooks and I've done multiple shows. I've hosted my own show I did shows, solo shows where
You've
I just
done
do monologues.
so much more radio than I have.
And that was my goal, to evolve as a radio personality. So I do look back on that time when I was just starting out, and I feel like I've grown, and I still have a lot more growing to do. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. Like, for instance, I want to start a non-liberty oriented podcast more about voice acting and fashion, and just like a fun little short thing that I want to do for like this other part of my life. And it's all like being an anarchist is a part of my personality, so that kind of reflects in everything I do, like how free I am. So yeah, I want to do just like a quick little podcast / YouTube show that I put out independently, where I do some monologues or some like comedy sketches and stuff. Just a little short fun thing that I want to do. Like, I always want to be evolving. But anyway,
same here. I love the fact that like just doing this show with you, like we're evolving so quickly, and the show evolves with us. It changes. Anyways, where can I find you, baby doll?
Rebel Mistress on Facebook.
And go check out rebelloveshow.com. Go like us on iTunes and Stitcher. Peace, guys.